Hi, Roberto here from Roberto Revilla London, bespoke suit and shirt makers here in London. Today I'm going to be talking about my top denim care tips. So we do make jeans, so we know quite a lot about this subject. But a question that I get asked a lot is, should I wash my jeans? And a lot of people come to me saying that they've heard of this saying that you should never ever wash your jeans. Well, there's some truth to that. I'm going to try and explain the reason why, but let's just start off with an example. So here we have a brand new pair of jeans in our Japanese stretch denim. They are a midnight navy, absolutely beautiful color. And then we have got this pair of jeans. These are actually my own personal pair that I made for myself about 6 or 7 months ago. Now, would you believe me if I told you that these are the same fabric, exactly the same color, the same cloth, exactly the same. The difference is these are brand new, they've never been worn, never been laundered, and these are 6 months old. Now, what's the difference? Well, the 6-month-old pair have basically been washed quite a few times, and obviously these have never ever been washed. You have to understand a little bit about how dyeing denim works. So raw denim doesn't absorb dye. Basically, to create the color of a jean, they laminate the dye, the indigo, in layers on top of the fabric. And so that's how you get this beautiful, rich, deep color, especially on a dark pair of jeans. Now, once you've got your new jeans, beautiful deep color, dye's been laminated in layers. So if you just imagine just tiny thin layers of dye just across the top of the fabric, what happens if you wash your jeans, a layer of dye is stripped off every single time. That's the simplest explanation that I can give to you. So that's why there are denim purists who say that you should never ever wash your jeans. If you don't wash your jeans, what happens over time is as you wear your jeans, they start to take on a characteristic, a life of their own. You know, things that you do, things that you sit on. I've got clients that, for example, I've got one client who scooters into town every single day, and he kneels down on the pavement to put the D-lock onto his scooter. And so he's got little sort of stress marks across the knees of his jeans where he's done that. And so what happens over the time is that bits of the indigo chip off, and that's how your jeans kind of start to tell their own story. So if you have a pair of unwashed jeans about 5 years later, they're going to look a little bit different to this kind of beautiful block solid color that we've got today. But in 5 years time, you'll be able to kind of see these little nicks in the fabric, in the dye. Your jeans kind of start to take on a life of their own. So the reason why denim purists say never wash your jeans is so that you don't lose the story that your jeans are starting to tell as they age. Now, my personal pair of jeans here, they have been washed. Admittedly, strangely for me, I've been a little bit lazy with them, but I do work in these jeans as well. So we are currently building a house. So I'm either between sort of working at the bench with my jeans, or working at the site with my jeans, or walking my dogs with my jeans, or just, generally being around at weekends with my jeans. But I tend to just throw them in the washing machine because they do get muddy a lot and so on. That is why these have faded so much. I'll show you again. Look at the difference in color. That's only 6 months. What I've been doing wrong is I've been washing my jeans at 30 degrees. Now, if you want to try and retain the color, here are my top tips on how to launder your jeans at home. Number one, wash them inside out. So turn them inside out. That way the dye kind of sort of stays within itself and it doesn't interact with anything else. And it also protects the dye from any chemicals in the detergents that you're using. So that's tip number one, turn them inside out. When you put them in the washing machine, you want to choose the coldest setting possible. Definitely no more than 20 degrees, but the general rule is to wash them cold, cold, cold. And you want to wash them as short as possible as well. You don't want them in there for any length of time. So if you've got an eco mode on your washing machine that reduces the wash time down, ideally to like 20-30 minutes max, use it. Next tip is to make sure that you wash them on their own. Do not wash them with anything else. Number one, you don't want any bleed from the dye going onto your nice white shirts or whatever you're putting in there. And also, again, washing them on their own just helps the dye just kind of stay in the same place as much as possible. So that's tip number two. Tip number three, as soon as the wash cycle's done, get them out of there straight away. Hang them up, just give them a tiny little sort of stretch, just smooth out any creases and just let them hang dry. Ideally, if you can, let them hang dry outside. They're made of cotton. Cotton's a natural fibre and it is breathable. So try and air dry them wherever you can. But if you can't, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. And that's it. Once they're done, once they're dry, you can put them on and start wearing them. And you should find that they've pretty much retained their shape and they've retained their colour as well. So that's how you look after your jeans. From my perspective, there are people out there that have got different ways of doing it. But that's how I would do it, and that's how I actually do it now, to avoid this. So there we go. I hope that was helpful. If it was, drop a like. If there's anything denim or tailoring or suit or personal presentation related that you'd like to ask me and I can create more content for you to answer those questions, drop a like, hit subscribe, drop me a comment below with your question, and I will promise that I'll answer as many of them as I can in the form of a short video over the coming weeks. Thank you so much for watching. You can head to www.robertorevillolondon.com to find more about the world of tailoring and the world of custom clothing.